John Campbell, presented by Briggs, Lawrence County Public Library. John Campbell is well known as the founder of Ironton, but his beginnings were quite simple. On January 14, 1808, John Campbell was born into a farming family in Brown County, Ohio. His time in Lawrence County did not begin until 1832, when he landed in Hanging Rock at the tender age of 24. At the time, he had less than $1,000 to his name, and from that small investment, he would become one of the wealthiest men in Lawrence County and would eventually found the city of Ironton. His road to success began when he became the proprietor of Mount Vernon Furnace. It was there that he formed a partnership with Robert Hamilton and Andrew Ellison. Both men were long-time and well-known iron men, and quite well organized and educated in that field. Young Campbell would learn quite a bit from these mentors, and he would remain as a superintendent at Mount Vernon from 1835 to 1846. It was during his time at Mount Vernon that he met and married Elizabeth Caldwell Clark. The young couple was married at Pine Grove Furnace by Reverend Dan Young on March 16, 1837. Together they had 7 children. Among these was Mary J., Martha, Emma, Clara, Albert, and Charles. Sadly, they would lose one child in infancy. In 1846, young Campbell and his family moved to Hanging Rock officially. At that time, Hanging Rock was the most prominent iron city in Lawrence County. It was from that hub that iron ore and all the materials used to make iron was brought in, and iron ore and all its other products made from the iron was shipped out. It was during that year that Campbell realized a new town needed to be formed, and he proposed that town to be made and built just above Hanging Rock itself. With James O. Willard, John Peters, Dr. Caleb Briggs, and James W. Means, he signed an agreement to found the new town. In June of 1849, the first lots of Ironton were sold, and by 1850, he and his family had moved to the new town. His house can be seen today, and it is quite well recognized and known. However, Campbell almost left the region earlier in his life. One of his first jobs was as a superintendent, then as a clerk at the Lawrence Furnace. He was working for J. Riggs and Company. But like many workers, he felt that his employers did not appreciate him, and he was literally on his way out of the area when Andrew Ellison, one of his later mentors, stopped him. Even though he had a rocky start, John Campbell went on to become an accomplished businessman and ironmaster. He would work in 14 furnaces, 8 of which he contained as an active interest in throughout his life. He also helped build 11 furnaces. Included among these was Greenup Furnace, which he built with Campbell, Peters, and Culbertson in 1844. Olive Furnace, which he built with John Peters in 1846. Gallia Furnace in 1847. Keystone Furnace, located in Jackson City, Jackson County, Ohio, in 1849. Howard Furnace was built in Sauter County in 1853. He joined John Peters and others in 1853 to also build Washington Furnace in Lawrence County. In 1854, he built Madison Furnace in Jackson City, and then he followed in 1856 and built Monroe Furnace in the same city. When Monroe Furnace was finally completed, it was considered the largest coal furnace in the region. But furnaces were not only the business with which he was associated. He would become a prime stockholder and president of the Ohio Iron and Coal Company in 1849. In 1850, He built a stove factory and joined under the firm Campbell, Allison and Company. John Campbell would also found the Iron Bank of Ironton in 1851. In 1853, he became the largest stockholder of the Kentucky Iron and Coal and Manufacturing Company. And lastly, he was a stockholder in the erection of the Star Nail Mill, also known as the Belfont Iron Works. But another side of John Campbell that often gets neglected was his humanitarian side. Campbell was a strong abolitionist, and his leanings towards abolition and the abolitionist movement can be traced back to an early association with Reverend John Rankin. Campbell went on to use his furnaces to help fugitive slaves escape. His house, and one of his furnaces at least, was known as a stop on the Underground Railroad. Other furnaces are believed to have helped slaves escape to freedom. It is often rumored that the city of Ironton itself was laid out to aid in the Underground Railroad's efforts to free slaves. On August 30th, 1891, John Campbell's life came to an end. According to his death record, he died from uremic poisoning, a condition resulting from advanced kidney failure. He was laid to rest with his wife and family members in Woodland Cemetery.